Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Don Shay and this is Intro to Eclecticism. If this is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe. I also post on Instagram at Intro to Eclecticism, so give me a follow. I communicate, I vibe with people, I meet new people, which is why I love this community so much. But as you can see from the title, today I am bringing you my August 2020 book wrap up. And I just want to say that I set monthly book goals along with my annual book goal. My annual book goal is 35 books for 2020. But for August, I set a bare minimum of 5. And at first I was like, almost like beating myself up about the fact that I only read 5 books. And that's not bad at all. Like, it's really not bad, and I should celebrate that because I know a lot of people wish they had the time to read more, and even just reading 1 book a month is good enough, or even 1 book a year. Like, as long as you're committing to something, it counts. So I read 5 books this month and I'm ready to share them all with you. So let's get started. So the first book that I read for the month of August was with the book club. It's called Shelby and the Book Club, which is my favorite freaking book club on Bookstagram. So if you're not following Shelby, go ahead and follow her now. I know I always say I'm gonna leave people's links in the description box, but I promise this time I'm gonna leave her Instagram link at the bottom for you all to give her a follow because she's hilarious and one of my favorites. But the book was American Spy by WIlkinson. And y'all, so I rated this book 3 stars. And going into the book, I really expected it to be like this really cool, like spy thing, you know, like Mission Impossible a little bit, a little Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but with a black spy. And it wasn't that. It was like she had one big moment within her entire spy career, and it was just like, this is it. But anyways, the book is basically an open letter to her twin sons, and she's just telling them about how they got to the point that they're in. The book starts out with someone breaking into her home, trying to kill her, based off of this whole one interaction in her entire spy career. So it could have been more, but 3 in my book, in my rating, I just want to say 3 stars always means that I like the book. Like, it could have been more. Like, will I remember this storyline 3 years from now? Probably not, but there were good things about this. Like, so Thomas Sakara, like, I knew absolutely nothing about him. He's a real, like, political figure from history, so look him up. Like, I knew nothing about him before this book, and I learned so much. So that's one of the reasons that I gave it 3 stars. And I don't want to give any spoilers. I try my hardest not to, but I would still encourage people to read this. I'm not gonna say, like, don't read it, but if you're going in hoping for, like, action-packed the entire way, you're not gonna get that with American Spy, but still gave it 3 stars. The next book that I read, I don't remember the order that I read each of these in, but I think the next book that I read was The Shadows by Alex North. And I did a reading vlog over this, which, y'all, I really enjoyed this book. Still, I remember it like I just read it yesterday. But I think if you're looking for something, especially for October, and just something with some suspense and thrill, The Shadows is well worth it. You can check out that vlog because I'm not going to detail it here too. But yeah, definitely get your hands on The Shadows by Alex North. I'm still waiting on my copy of The Whisper Man because people said that it's better. But in due time, still The Shadows by Alex North. I think it was 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars. Okay, so the next book that I want to share with y'all was Gifted to Me by Vanessa Reese Fiction. And so it's Heads of the Color People by Nafissa Thompson-Spires. And I gave this book 4.5 stars. So basically, it's just a compilation of short stories about like Black people experiences. And one thing I really loved about this book is that it wasn't centered around racial trauma, and so it was really light on my heart. Like it was a perfect little woo-saw moment, like just getting in there and getting to know the characters. Like some characters show up in the next story, and it's just really cool. I'm telling you, I can read this again this month and still have the same level of laughter and feel the same comic relief. It'll probably even be funnier the second time around. So Heads of the Color People, 4.5 stars. The next book I read, I took like a mini trip to Barnes and Noble. I had no business being in Barnes and Noble, but I was there and I was like, well, I might as well get a book. No, this is what it was. I was looking for Jazz by Toni Morrison, right? And they were like, oh, it's still packed in the box downstairs in the basement. Come back next week. And I was just like, y'all can't go get it? Y'all can't go get it? But anyways, I ended up walking away with a middle grade book. And it's Ghost Boys by Jewell Parker Rhodes. And I read this the same night that I got it. Like, it's a quick read, like, for me at my big age. But I think schools should definitely incorporate this into their curriculum, because it's basically talking about police brutality, and this young boy becomes a victim, unfortunately. And through his passage into the next life, he comes in contact with other boys who have been victimized by, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? By white men who are evil. So his spiritual guide in this afterlife is Emmett Till, which I think is really important for people to learn more about. And I think this is really easy for children to digest. So I gave this book 4 stars. If I was a kid reading this, I think I would give it 5 stars. But Jewell Parker Rhodes did really well with this book and making it digestible for all people. The last book that I read for the month of August was Happy and You Know It by Laura Hankin. And y'all, I got this with Book of the Month like probably back in May. And I read it at the perfect time. So it's about this group of moms, and they hire like this girl to come to their play dates and play music. And it's just like all about social media culture and like how people are supposed to be like the perfect moms. But it's fiction. It was a good read. It was, oh my God. Like, this month was really good to me. Like, as far as reading wise, this was a really good month for me with the books that I selected, because this was 4 stars as well. And like, I'm just thinking back, trying not to give spoilers at the same time, but just looking back on this book and how it made me feel. Like, it was a feel-good read at the end of the day. Like, one of the main characters, it gets a bit annoying because it's like high class New York moms, and you know, just the bougiest of the bougie. But y'all, I really enjoyed it. If you're looking for something fun, I would say pick this. And like the little mini plot twist, it felt good on myself. But that's all 5 of the books that I read for the month of August. If you see anything that you like or that you want more details about, just reach out to me. I will be happy to give you spoilers if that's the type of thing that you're into. So that's it for my August book wrap up. Again, if we mesh, we vibe, we got along, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, be around for the next one, check up on some old ones. Until next time, bye.
Pete Rock, but for that Benz I get CL love, so I switch my girls around like 3L Dub. I'm calling, maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. All my